The past few weeks, we have been focusing on class, property, public, and the market. These terms are often used but not completely understood by those using them. To better understand how all these things are intertwined, let's use this example. We the people create the public, are all a part of a certain class that allows us to afford property that are a part of a larger market. How does one class determine their property or social status with the public controlled by a larger market? According to the Census ACS survey, the median household income for the United States was $51,371 in 2012. This is a negative 0.36% change in 1 year and a negative 4.4% change in 3 years. The federal poverty line is $15,510 for a family of two. A small gap of about $35,000 separates poverty from the national average income. This is a very fine line between survival and struggle. If wages were cut or market prices increased tomorrow, working class could switch to poverty and poverty to struggle overnight. This is a very dangerous state of the nation that could recreate the Great Depression, but on a bigger scale since the population has increased over the past few decades. This income determines our class within society and the property which we can afford, which also determines our social status within the public. In Hong's essay, Property, we see property described as not only things that are owned by a social system in which right and ability to own are protected by the state. Later we see property is better understood as a set of social relations, thus confirming property ownership divides class through ownership of goods and services. One movement in my generation that has specifically focused on breaking the cycle of class, social status, exclusive property ownership, and access to a free market is the Occupy movement. This movement believes that there is 1% that control the wealth, politics, and direction of the world, leaving the other 99% to follow. When in reality, the 99% equal the majority and should be making decisions that directly affect us. For example, does the doctor tell the chef how to do her job? No. There is a huge disconnect when people are making decisions for issues they will never face. That is why it is imperative to continue to open up access to information, goods, services, and collective decision making to allow overall success amongst the public. The key to creating a solid foundation in a country is to assure access to the basic rights of food, shelter, education, and safety to the public, regardless of class. We could easily see ourselves back in the same position as the Great Depression if these things are not monitored carefully over time. Remembering to learn from your mistakes to assure they do not happen again. America is very lucky to have many resources to supply the public with opportunities of growth, if the 1% in charge will allow the circulation of power and control to the market and to the public.